We are going to move into Flower Communion. Flower Communion was founded by Norbert Capek, who was born June 3rd, 1870. Capek was born in Bohemia into the Roman Catholic Church, but he had some trouble with the dogma he was taught, so he left. He became a Baptist. And in that role, as a young man, he went door to door to convert people away from Catholicism. After so many conversations with people, he realized that there were actually many paths to truth and that no one church really had a corner on it. He was looking for a faith that was more expansive, more inclusive, a faith that could celebrate a diversity of thought. In the early part of the 20th century, Capek and his family moved to the United States, and they found a Unitarian Church, which fit their faith perfectly. Capek loved its optimism, which reflected his own disposition. He loved this faith so much that in 1921, he went back to his homeland, where he started a Unitarian Church. Free, liberal religion was unusual and refreshing. The Unitarian Church in Prague, with 3,200 members, was the largest Unitarian congregation in the world. Some 8,000 Czechs considered themselves Unitarian as a result of Capek's evangelical spirit and message of universal hope. I don't know if you're interested, but Community Church holds the record for being the third largest ever and the first largest community church in the movement, clocking in at 1,800 people at our peak. As much as his people loved this freedom of thought and the use of reason, they were craving something more spiritual. I find that really interesting because people continue to say that. It's 100 years later and people still say that. We are craving something more spiritual. So on June 4th, 1923, Reverend Norbert Capek created Flower Communion. The idea was that each person would bring a flower to church and would place it in a vase. The minister would bless the flowers, and then every person would pick a flower different from the one they brought. In this way, every person knows that they are necessary to form a bouquet, that our individual selves, when held together in community, create something gorgeous, that the whole is not the same when the individuals aren't there. And then we take with us a gift from the community that leaves the church with us as we carry our faith wherever we go. Reverend Capek's church celebrated Flower Communion every year in June, as we do here. When the Nazis took Czechoslovakia, they started to attend his church, suspecting he was preaching values that opposed fascism, which we all hope he absolutely was. In 1940, they arrested him, and they sent him to Dachau. When he was there, Reverend Capek took to ministering to other prisoners. In fact, he brought Flower Communion to Nazi concentration camps. He sent people to the field to look for flowers. Sometimes they found a dandelion. More often they brought in sticks and rocks, blades of grass, and he told them it is enough. The survivors of Dachau remember him and his spirit of inclusion. When the world was contracting, Reverend Capek's spirit was expansive. In 1942, Reverend Capek was killed for his faith. His witness to truth, his faith in the power of the human spirit, and his willingness to become a martyr in service of our shared ideals lives on in all of us. Flower Communion also lives on, celebrated every year all over the world. Unitarians in the Philippines, in Scotland, in India, in Transylvania, Latvia, Sri Lanka, Uganda, and in Pakistan are all celebrating Flower Communion this June. This is a wide celebration of human expression. In the spirit of unity and diversity, of optimism and hope for our collective liberation, and in the spirit of bearing witness to a world of both pain and terrific beauty, we bring flowers to our final service in June to share with each other. And then we leave with flowers, bringing our faith and the spirit of love everywhere we go. we're going to sing Praise in Springtime, which is 10:05 in your teal hymnal. And we are going to hand out flowers to all of you. And I'm hoping, maybe, would you help me?